She will try to mess you up for later in life. For other girls, she will try to mess you up. What I mean by that is like, you know, she's going to try to make you miss her and want her more than you really should have. And I don't know why women do this. I think it's a pride thing. I don't know who taught them how to do it. You know, if you look at popular music today, if you look at certain schools of thought when it comes to being a diva or quote unquote being a bad bitch, and don't get it misconstrued and think that like, oh, you know, Nicki Minaj and Rihanna, Beyonce, and don't think that's just like black music. And don't think they're the only ones who are saying stuff like this either. I don't know where this concept came from. Jennifer Lopez. And I can't tell you whether or not it's strictly a female thing, because I've seen just as bad from males. You know, I've seen, if you listen to old Too Short or, you know, any pretty much any rapper, pretty much any hardcore rapper from the 90s, you're going to hear some quote unquote misogynistic stuff. But the funny thing is of course, when we say misogynistic in that sense, you know, we're talking about, you know, like using and discarding women, right? Only using them for sex, you know, pimping them, things like that, right? But the funny thing is somewhere along the line, that mentality shifted onto women. Meaning you got your Britney Spearses, your Rihannas, your Beyoncés, your, what's that one? Keisha, your Lady Gagas, right? All these ones, if you listen to the content of what they're putting out, and this is what white girls, and the reason why I don't want to make it a race thing, but the reason why I say that is because you would think that this type of mentality was kind of a black music thing. Particularly, I think it started with hip hop and rap with males, and then it shifted somewhere along the line. These little, you know, the J-Los of the world, that style of pop artist or hip hop female singer slash rapper came about, and they adopted that I'm a pimp, I'm gonna pimp, quote unquote, and use the opposite sex. And it's almost like it's a merit thing. It's almost like it's like the more you play with somebody's emotions. I mean, if you think about that song by Britney Spears, "Oops, I did it again. I played with your heart." That was like a trophy song. That was like, this is cool to do. It's cool to play with somebody's heart. It's cool to lead someone on. It's cool to make them cry, to make them want to commit suicide. I was watching this video by this guy named Jack Manley, this young dude who goes out and interviews drunk women in Austin, Texas at 6th Street. And you will meet the worst of the worst. And you would think, oh, this is Texas, it's a conservative state, they have traditional Christian values. No, it's the worst of the worst. The answers that this guy gets from these girls. I think he asked one, you know, why do you break up with guys, and what do you think about needy guys? And they're talking about like how guys try to get them back and they don't want them to leave them, and they were talking about, they were laughing, these girls were laughing about it, and they were proud about it, like it was like some kind of trophy that, you know, they broke this guy's heart and he wanted to get them back, and it's like you start to realize, oh, they're doing this on purpose. They do this on purpose. It's like a trophy to them. They want you to be broken up over them. They know that you're in scarcity. They know that you don't have abundance like they do. They know that you can't just walk outside and get laid or get a new girlfriend anytime you want like they can. They understand that power. And it's vitriol. For what? I don't know. Is it a generational thing, like the anger from their mothers and how their mothers were treated, passed down onto them, and they're the realization of that. They're the, embodiment of their mother's, latent, subtle hatred towards men, because men were used to be assholes and misogynistic to them when they were young. I don't know, man. And sometimes you'll have these women who they'll have one guy. First of all, they chase assholes, right? They chase the wrong kind of guys. And then when they get screwed over by these wrong kind of guys, then they get mad at all men. And they're like, all men suck and roo. And you're just like, maybe you're just choosing the wrong men. And I've heard women say that to me. I've heard women say, well, maybe you're just chasing the wrong type of women. And I think to some extent that's true. I think I was chasing the wrong women at certain points in my life. But what is it? Why would you do that? Why would you want to screw somebody over? They want you to chase them. They want to ruin you from any other woman. They want to mess you up. They want to get you off track. They want to make sure that you're not that cool dude that they liked, that you're not that bad boy that when you met them, they want to take you off your pedestal. It's a power struggle, man. It's a leverage thing, and it's psychological and it's emotional. They manipulate and play with your emotions. This is what a succubus is. But I think that women in general are like this. I think that, I don't know what it is, man, but they want to knock you off. They want to take you off your path. And the irony is, when they do take you off your path, they don't want you anymore. They're like, oh, well, I've tested this guy and he failed. He couldn't stay, he had too much feelings for me. He had too much emotions for me, and therefore I'm no longer interested. It's like the praying mantis, right? Or a black widow spider. They kill the males after they mate with them. It's sick, dude. And I've experienced it again and again. These women, they want to throw you off. They'll say shit when you're breaking up, like it's your fault, and it's like they know what to say. It's like they have an innate ability to know exactly what to say. There's been a few times, not every relationship I've been in, but there's been a few times when girls said key things to me when we were breaking up. One girl said, you're the love of my life. I'll never. And she didn't say it like looking back, she didn't say it like, it was just, she knew when to say it. She knew when I was hurt. She knew when I wasn't on top. She knew, she sensed that period of my life. Or not of my life, but that period in our relationship, in our interaction. She sensed when I would be open, like she looked for the weakness. She saw the weakness. I was feeling emotional over her. I wasn't my cheerful, funny, happy self. And then she hit me with that line. You were the love of my life, or just, and the way she said it, looking back at the time, I didn't know because I wasn't equipped to know. But looking back, she said it to throw me off. And then I had another girl say that I'm looking for love and you don't want to love me, but she knew when to say it. I was starting to have emotions for her, but I wasn't quite committed to her. I wasn't quite bought into the idea of having emotions for her. So she knew when to say it, man. And there's something innate in women I don't understand. It's like, you don't need to be that way. You don't need to try to hurt men. First of all, if you're chasing assholes and you're attracted to assholes, there's something wrong with your biology. You should be attracted to good men from the beginning, not at the end of your dating career. And I do say career because it is a career. Not at the end. You should be that way at the beginning. I want the good guy. I hate to use the term nice guy, but guys who are good men. They don't want the good men. They want the bad guys at the beginning. At the end is when they want the good men, because then they're like, okay, I fucked around for 10 years, had my fill of sex, had 100 partners, 200 partners, whatever. Now I want to go find the good guy. Now I'm ready for the good guy. So they're like Black Widows. They chase the bad guy, and then they try to dismantle the bad guy. It don't make no sense. It doesn't make no fucking sense. This is why so many men are just flabbergasted. This is why so many men are just set aside. Not only that, you got quality control, or if that's the right word. You got quality checks. Oh, he's not this, he's not that. Oh, I can do better, I can do better. The spinning plates, right? Hypergamy. Can always jump up to do better. Always jump up to do better. This guy's in shape, but he's not as in shape as this guy. This guy has money, but he doesn't have as much money as this guy. And that's just shallow, and that's just the cherry on top of how disrespectful and messed up they are. And I've been through it. I've been through the whole thing. It's not about, oh, love me, love me. It's about, what can you do for me?